Shana wants a cookie, but what I wanted to show was her not barking, of course. So she would usually be barking, has in the past been barking nonstop at that. She's only seen, this would be the second day she's seen those adorable puppies. And this is her little friend Ella up here, who she sometimes barks at too. So when she's quiet, there's a whole bunch of techniques I've done with Shana, all of which work in some fashion or form. But to modify her perception of puppies being near and playing, I will deliver a treat when she's not barking at them. And especially when she's not barking them, and I think she would normally would be, like when they get close. So she used to be barking at them for just playing. So I'll expect her to be longer, quiet when when the puppies are playing. And then when the puppies come close and she's quiet, she gets more frequent treats. And then when they're far away, we wait a little longer. Now sometimes Shana barks just to be quiet to get a treat. So I also look for those kind of manipulations with her and don't give her treats for that. They're pretty easy to spot. She'll bark and then look over at me with the side eye, for instance. But really, it's not about the barking right here. It's about her feeling comfortable when there's strange puppies or dogs in the house. And I'm careful with whom I expose her in a situation like this. So, for instance, everyone here is pretty mild and non-threatening. I wouldn't do this with a dog that was in for aggression on the other side of the fence. Oops. I'm just mildly giving her treats as I talk now. Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? So I'm going to give her until the clock says 5 minutes here, since the puppies are over there. But if they come close, I'm going to start lobbing treats at her again. What a good girl. And I'll offer her words of encouragement and eye contact for being a good girl. Oh, such a good girl. This is pretty good for her, just having these two new dogs here for just the second day. If I see some facial expressions, I'll try to communicate what I'm thinking. Here she's just holding it together for the food treat. She looks calm, but she's not calm. I'll interrupt. Good girl. I'll interrupt her with a noise if she looks over. So this can fool you. I ain't much better than she was, but she's just holding it. Good girl, Shana. We went before 5 because Tilly just went near. I need to switch hands to properly lob the treat. Good girl. So she can catch it. So Tilly's here, so we are doing this a little bit before 5 minutes. Now they're playing closer, so look at that intense look. How dare you play in my realm? I'm Queen Shana. And that's my mummy right there. So I'm going to wait till 6 now, as long as they stay over there. Actually, Duke just wandered close. Oh, here we go. They're both on the other side. I'm going to wait till 6 because Duke plopped down. See, he's over there. That's not going to concern her too much. You are so good. You're a goodness girl. A goodness girl. Yes. They're very loud, aren't they, Shana? What is that? Oh, good girl. Here we go. Shake hands. See how she looked at me right after she did that? That was a manipulation. I'm wise to that, Shana. So if I'd fed her there, she'd probably continue to bark every once in a while. She might even still do that, thinking I'm clearly too stupid to have not given her her treat. All right, we're going to wait till 8 now. Unless they come close. Who's my good girl? Who is it? It's Shana. A good yet bratty girl. A good and bratty girl. Huh. It's hard for Shana now. Her brother Boris is gonna die of old age soon. Oh, that's her main playmate. All right. Now we're going until 9:30, 9:44. I've got to do my job and distract her in the middle too. It's my fault. Oh, Shady. Don't necessarily want her to look at me, although that can be helpful. But I want her not to be, Shana, look. Good girl. There, I told her to look. Good girl, good Shana. But I don't want her to, it's good Shana. I don't want her to be barking at them while they're playing. Ooh. Someone was too rough there, huh, Shana? Shana. What a good girl. What a good Shana. Good Shani. Yes, I do not have a treat in my hand at this point. I'm sorry. Leave them. Leave them. Just gonna do a zoom in on her mouth there, just to show you. They look. No, leave them. Good girl. I'm not gonna hold that against you. What a good girl. More so, though, than her face, which can sometimes tell you something, but she can have a very innocent-looking face. Shana, good girl. Good Shani. Is her body positions, which you won't be able to see now because she's... Yeah, no. If it wasn't so obvious that you were looking for the treat, I would have. Good quiet, Shana. Yes. It's okay, Tilly. All right. 12, Shana. 12. Let's do 2 minutes today. Well, ideally 4 in a row. We have almost time for that. So that kind of like panting open mouth is right in between her holding herself together. It's actually, I think, a little bit better than her calm face where she's suppressing a lot. It's more, I'm excited for my treat and knowing I should hold it together. I would usually be on the opposite feeling with perhaps another dog, but I know this is when she's learning to control herself more, not exactly in the suppression way, which I prefer. The suppression way is when there's a little bit of an explosion right there. Oh, who's a good Shani? Who's a good Shani? An open mouth Shani. Yeah, so good. She's a good girl. Oh, that little one is creeping over near you. Oh my goodness. What's he gonna do? What's that fluff bucket gonna do? What's he gonna do? Oh, and here comes Tilly. They were holding it together. What a good Shani. What a good Shani. Good Shani. That ability to glance away too. I like that. Look over, see what they do. Look back to me. Not so manipulative. Just not as concerned about them. Good girl. So if we were trying to get 2 minutes in a row, that would be the first one. She's not exactly in a command though, so 14, 16 about. I'm looking for a behavior, not a command here. Sometimes I do use a command. I use the command of quiet sometimes. I find doing it all sorts of different ways is good because there are different situations you're in. There's sometimes you want to tell your dog to quiet. And there's other times you want your dog to learn to be quiet without being told. In other words, there are some things out of your control where a quiet command is necessary because your dog has not learned that situation. This is a good girl. This is a good girl. Just see if I can find some before videos with Shana. My goodness. Who is my goodness? It's you. You're my goodness. Yeah, you. What a good girl. What a goodie. Almost there. Good girl. So good. Good girl. Yes. Boop. Oh, did you get it? Good girl. All right, let's try for 16:23. Unless a puppy comes close. And then it's going to be quicker. I missed a couple of chances to do it when puppies come close because I've been looking in this direction. Oh, we blew it. 16:50. puppy did come close, but not close enough for me to do the shoot in the mouth. Let's just call it 17, shall we? Hey, 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 hey. Good girl. Shana, 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 Shana. Shana, 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 Shana. Good girl. We're only halfway there, Sadie. Shana? Yes. Yes. We had a puppy venture close. I caught that. That's a good mummy. We're going to go for 18. Oh, boy. You blew it. We both blew it. We're a team. Oh, good girl. Yes. Yes. All right. Yes. Oops. Sorry, Shana. See, that's why I got to use my other hand. Yes. Yes. You know, this would all be much easier if I would just switch the side of my bait bag. Sometimes you don't figure these things out. Yes. They're just not going away, are they, Shani? Here we go. One more. Good girl. Try for 1914. Let's be on our game here, Shani, both of us. Psst, 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 psst. Shana, good girl. Good. Oh, good girl. Yes. Yes. Clearly we didn't get there because Tilly came over here. It's all Tilly's fault. Oh, Tilly. Yes. Yes. Shani. Yes. Okay. This is kind of my own construct here. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a new idea, but I just cobbled this together out of stuff that I know and learned, and with Shana in mind. She's a good girl. I know the 1 minute, 2 minutes is hard, huh? It's hard. Shana, 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 Shana. Yes. Shana. Yes. Yes. You know, Tilly's messing it all up, huh? Now Tilly's right there. Bull thing. Both of these girls. Good girl, Shana. Yes. All the puppies like Shana for some reason. I can't quite understand. She would not be my favorite. She's my favorite. She's my dog. Love the crap out of her. But if I was a puppy, she would not look like the most fun. Where'd Tilly go? I don't even know. She could be right next to her for all I know. Under the chair. I don't think she is, though. So I'm going to try to go for another 2 minutes here. Oop, oop, oop. Yes. There's where Tilly went. Shana. Oh, now I'm surrounded by puppies again. Shana. Psst. Well, you can look over there, but I got one over here. Oh. And here's why we have to play frisbee later. Gonna fatten you up. Maybe I should design a gun that, not a gun, something that, well, they have it actually. I should probably buy that instead of inventing one. There are things called treat dispensers. It can be a lot more helpful than flinging the treats at your dog. As I explained to many clients, I'm not a trainer who loves working with treats. My hands get filthy and slobbery. My treat bags get filthy. The treats get old and stale. Not my favorite. But it does have some advantages, especially for fearful and reactive, reactive doggies. Other methods may be useful at, but don't have that particular ability to calm your dog down and change perhaps their emotions to the situation at hand. A lot of behavior modification is really perception modification. Although I see a slight difference between the two. You can modify their behavior and not change their perception of the situation. But behavior modification is best done when you can change their mind about the situation they're in. So, for instance, right now, puppy's close, more treats. And they're not getting anything that Shane is not getting. Oops, Shane, you gotta not bump it with your nose. Oh boy, now Tilly's gonna go for that one. Huh. Boy, they're not going away. You might not get a 2-minute one today, Shaney. Might just have to do this one, which is fine. I prefer this over her usual reaction to new dogs being over here. And we can always lengthen the time. So Shana's main problem right now is when dogs get up close to her, and strange dogs, I should say strange dogs, especially get up close to her, ones that she hasn't accepted in her group yet, and oh my god, look at her, show any sort of affection or interest towards her up close. Or, in the other side of that, a dog that doesn't mean good intentions, which is why you always try to keep your dogs away from those dogs. She is one of those dogs, though. But we don't let her run up to other dogs. She doesn't know, clearly. And do things to keep everyone safe when she's out and about. She's really just scared, and she uses her bullying ways to, okay. Good girl, Shana. Come on, Tilly.